wrong. So we're going to get into hollow abs as follows. We're going to take the same abdominal connection from the other roll down. This time we're going to drop. The arms are just out to get them out of the way. All of the work is coming from the core. You'll drag your heels in the same fashion. Keep your legs long and straight. You're holding yourself up only from the deep low abdominals and drive your tailbone down. So that's where you go in a big tuck. See if you roll yourself around here. Now you're in a perfect hollow. So you flutter from here. The flutters are really small. And again, the arms are just along for the ride. Okay, so the work is coming from here. Arms are just along for the ride. So this is, see, you got to keep the chin tucked. And this should be really miserable. And I have to breathe into the upper back. This is really starting to hurt. The flutters are just 2 inches, if an inch. And just see if you can roll up out of it. You'll want to come with a full curl. So this would be like a tuck and roll or a veil. Stretches the backside long. And then you reset to a flat back. So you can see the lines on this have changed. And again, the right way to get into this thing is it's all in the setup. So to start the roll, you're going to kind of have to man up right here and almost fall into yourself. And you know you're doing it right when you're dragging your feet by going into that posterior pelvic tilt. You're going to aim your tailbone straight down the backs of the legs. You can't arch. You're going to have to hold from this whole waistline here. Come down. And you can actually set the tops of your shoulder blades down. This version is really good for strong guys because you're going to have a lot of musculature in your upper back. So us frail women, we can probably curl up a little bit higher, but men have a lot of mass here. So you want to keep your shoulder blades off. Keep your tailbone shooting down the backs of your legs. And you should be absolutely insanely miserable right here. Check that your internal obliques are firing. And then you can release that with a long stretch. The full roll up would be tucking your chin and then coming back up the way that you got into it. So if you want to advance it and really punish yourself, that's a great way to do it. You'll have all of those same things apply. You never go into an arch. You keep the tailbone aiming, and you embrace the misery right here in the deep low abdominals. So then finally, to progress that to a full hollow abs, so the flutter kick, progress it to a full hollow abs, you get in there the same way. Sit up straight, ground, come on down. Take the legs a couple inches off. They're being held up by the internal obliques in here. Take an inhale, and then you want to go to here and hold. And if you really want to get crazy, sweep up. So there's one more proprioception trick that will help. Proprioception, in case you're not familiar with the word, is our body's ability at the nervous system level to use sensory information and feedback from hands, feet, elbows, arms, whatever, to help us align ourselves in space against gravity. It's a lot like electricity, I think, in the sense that I don't really understand electricity, but I can see when the light is on. So proprioception is very much the same way. We know it exists, we know it works, but we're not exactly sure how. But this is a great test to actually feel that in your own body. So you're going to hold this like really, like it's a piece of tissue paper that you're going to break, and just take it really gently in your fingers. Sit up nice and tall, roll again. So you're aiming your lumbar to hit this, to get this guy long. Now you're supported from here. And what's really, really crazy is if you just hold this, see, the weight of it's not enough to hold me up, but it makes everything really smooth in terms of the flutter kick. So do a few, just lightly holding onto this thing, and then let go, and it's wild. You can feel a lot more instability in there. So just to get the real feeling of it, you can use a cheat or a proprioception cheat. It's quite often used in rehab to get nervous system realigning muscles and bones and whatnot. But it definitely works here when you're trying to access deep core. In real life, you'd be holding a basketball or probably touching something if you're in sport. So then you really can perturb those deep load stabilizers in the lumbar to get the most out of the movement.